Hi guys, Kirk and family here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Today what we're going to do is we're going to pressure wash this wall. And can the camera show that? Let me come on over here by Madeline. Madeline's chipping our tool because we got to mix up an acrylic color, and that is full of old stucco. Here's what I want to show you folks. See how all of this is chipping off? See how it's all chipping off? Well, and then you see right here this darker color, and this was applied like 20 years ago. This is all typical and normal. What is all this black stuff right here? That's dirt. When the water hits the ground here, it fills up the trench here, and then it comes over. So this is all dirt, and nothing adheres to dirt, dust, grime, mold, moss, you name it. The owner here cut back, and I thought, well, that's pretty good because winter's coming. He cut back so well that when the rain starts, it's going to hit here, go into this trough, go into a French drain, and this should not happen again. But what we have again, we're going to get rid of the block lines, and block lines do appear, guys, if the wall's not sealed, number one, or if the base coat is not thick enough. So I got a pressure washer here. We're going to go ahead and pressure wash this, and after we pressure wash it, we don't want to get no water on that camera. After we pressure wash it, we'll show you how we seal it and apply an acrylic color coat. Okay guys, cleaning out my float. We're going to get started. Well, let me show you something first. You guys go ahead and spread, and then I'll come back to you. If you're going to use a pressure washer, here's a tip. This turbo tip right here, it gives a 3,000 psi up to 35 psi, 3,500 that is. How strong is that? My son Dan used it last, and I was telling him how strong it was. I said, watch baby. He came back and, hey, you got any Band-Aids? I just hit my shoe, just to show Madeline. I just hit my shoe a second. Look at that. That's how strong that pressure washer is. So you want something real strong like that. And guys, too, how you put a bonding agent on an acrylic is your business. There's certain techniques that I strongly recommend, but make certain that whoever you guys hire to do this, they'll have their own specific way. Okay, Jay, for example, is spreading this. Now I'm going to go right behind him and start floating. What did we have here? We had a dash, a light dash. So after we pressure wash, we had to come with the tools and scrape it. We had to scrape it. We had to scrape the walls because we're doing a heavy float. Nobody I know can tell the difference between either. But there's a lot of things to what we're doing. The sun is coming up. The walls are, you can see the sunlight here. This wall is going to be drying out. So it's all about hustling when you're doing this. I'm going to have Madeline, I have Jay. As soon as Carl's done filming, he's going to get it up on it. And I'm going to float behind all three of them. Floating takes years of practice, guys. So this is what I'm doing. Jay is putting it on just right, and I'm right behind him, and I gotta hustle to stay on him. I'm gonna just go up, down, and we got our paper, so when we pull back, it leaves a clean line. Now what I'm doing is I'm bringing the aggregate into my existing, because once you float it, it starts to set, because this is an acrylic we're using. It's kind of gluey. I like to float because I can float behind 2 or 3 people easily, because it takes a lot of practice, and I just happen to have that practice in.
I think you're floating because it's easier.
It is easier physically, but it takes a lot more time to get to know how to get all the lines out and to give it a perfect finish so it looks like a dash. But anyway, guys, we got to hustle here because this is like a gluey-like substance. Acrylics are no joke. When you hire somebody to do an acrylic, make sure they know what they're doing, because there's so many things that I can't say in this video. So don't try this yourself, homeowners, but hire somebody that knows what they're doing. I'm going to go over here and catch Madeline real quick. And now you guys, we'll show you the completion when we're done. And you'll see it gets all the lines out, and it's going to look beautiful. Okay guys, we are all complete. You can see this is a beautiful wall. Now, We went ahead and sealed it, and then we put in acrylic. What does that mean? That's 2 sealants over here. They still have a French drain system here, and there were a couple cracks here, although they had a good French drain system. Will an acrylic stop a house from moving? No. It's just a color coat maintenance-free surface. This will last for 100 years. It won't come off, and it won't discolor. Over the house itself, that's a cementitious color coat maintenance-free finish. They started those in 1926, and it too can last hundreds of years. It'll start to discolor, but it's all maintenance-free. In the old days in Italy, it's just lime, kind of like this retaining wall right here. This right here, it's called a Santa Barbara. You just use lime and back and forth, a lot of elbow grease. A lot of that stuff in Venice, France, and all over the UK lasts thousands of years, guys. What we've done again here, hello baby, okay, and right here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And by the way, guys, this acrylic, you might say, hey, what's the difference? The acrylic is twice as expensive for one thing, and when the walls move, the acrylics flex with it to a certain extent, where the color coats here, Carl, let me see that hose for a sec, please. All right, the color coats here, like say for example here, these darken when they get wet. You see how that darkens? That's a color coat maintenance-free finish. Every time it rains, I get about 15 calls because we have about 800 videos online, and people say, hey, I just bought a house. I know that Kirk guy knows the answer to this. They'll call me and say, Kirk, I just bought a house. Somebody pulled a fast one on me. Every time it rains, it gets dark. That's like a brick, guy. Just like a brick. So if you have a house that darkens when it gets wet, that means it's a maintenance-free finish and never have to paint it the rest of your life. These acrylics, the exact same thing. They just happen to be more flexible. And what are the pros and cons? A lot more expensive for an acrylic. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to get out of here. My name is Kirk. Carl, get on the camera. My daughter Madeline back from Spain for just a couple weeks, and she's hitting the road. So we thank you for watching, and as usual, we'll see you guys on the next one. Once again, folks, we thank you for watching, and I really enjoy all your comments.
If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below, and also if you enjoy what we do, subscribe to our channel so we can keep making these videos for you.
My name is Kirk.
And Jay.
We thank you for watching, and from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.